Okay, so I started this podcast today thanks to your help. So that's awesome. Applaud to you. It's been forcing me to actually pour into myself, so I appreciate that. Um, but yeah, I kind of see these podcasts going a couple different ways. I want to call it like pushing the three P's. Okay. Because, well, that would be kind of like our topics because we have political, that's one of my things, poetry, because that's a new little art form I can, and then purpose. And those would be like my three main topics that I'm talking to people about. Makes sense for me. Yeah, makes sense. And kind of mix those all in because I want to talk politics with people who are also the art, whatever art that is. So I'm going to try to not just do poets, maybe do people that do painting and violinists. And, but just kind of talking to people of all different backgrounds and getting their POVs in life. What's their purpose? So what's your purpose? My purpose is basically to promote basically freedom, like sexual freedom. Okay. Freedom to be yourself, as well as protection. Like as like a black person, like how we spoke about earlier, like protecting black women and all that. Like to let it be known to women, especially that a guy could be erotic, be, magic miker, a magic miker, yeah, be a magic miker, yes, be appealing and right. Have those sex appeals that women like, and not be classified as a flirt. Still be able to let women be, let women feel protected around. Like I'm not on all that ditty shit, so to say. But kind of like you could have a look, but still like be viewed as a serious person. Like right. So you don't just do erotic poetry. No, I don't just do erotic poetry. That's what I've been displaying lately. And why are you displaying that lately? Because it's what everybody's interested in, or because I like it. It's fun. It's fun. So I can do it. Next step. You said you're starting poetry more. Jesus, I hate those. That will be the viral. Keep that in the video. No, I'm not keeping that in the video. Yeah. No, like what was that? I hate that. Keep that in the video. Why do that's how Kyson. That's how Kyson not became freaking famous. Rap. Ran by when he was on push-ups. Yep. A rat ran through his room while he was doing push-ups in camera. That's how I got famous? That's how you got famous. The bug just trying to kill me. Try to take me out. Yeah, we're going to keep all this. Even me saying we're going to keep it. We're going to keep the video. Okay. I'm not even going to be serious. This podcast is going to be that long. Yeah. I don't even want to edit. I don't like editing. I actually did video production spots, and like I'll edit a little bit, but not. Don't edit. I don't edit this. Yo! Unedited. Okay. Drinking juice. My juice and your juice are not one's in the bag and one is. I don't want to, advertise the logo because they're not paying me. They're not paying me. Walmart. You have to blur it out. Right. You're going to have to blur it out. Right. You have to blur out. Great value. Yeah. It's it could be great value. So, a year ago, you kind of stepped on the scene in Houston, right? Almost a year, yes. Almost a year. Congratulations. Thank you. Your anniversary, you got to buy your birthday. Yeah. So, you've been doing it a year now. Yeah. What has been your favorite moment? Favorite moment? Actually, my favorite moment has been recent when I did the feature at Tykebrean. Oh, that's so good. That was last weekend. Yeah, it was last week. Poetry Pornography is every last Saturday of the month. Okay. And I just got a chance to show more of my creativity. Very creative. Ladies, Magic Mike Show. Go to that. Yeah. Enjoy yourself. You won't regret it. Huh? You want to see how big my tongue is? I don't. I think we could have left the tongue in your mouth. Sure. We have a basic ass conversation. Anyway, what has been a very Put your tongue in your mouth.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm playing with you.
I can't take niggas so weird. Yeah, I mean, I get it. June, July, we're with us.
I'm a Gemini.
That's why. I'm a Cancer. We don't really like each other. We don't. Our
Yeah,
sign.
we enemies.
They are enemies. I really don't.
Yeah. Y'all be too emotional.
And y'all are mean.
Y'all are emotional.
And you guys are mean. It is what it is. Who said it?
We don't be mean. We just be real with you, and
Real?
you can't take the realness.
Real is crazy.
And you get emotional.
Emotional is
I'm
crazy.
just playing. I'm just
Just crying.
like, why are you crying though? Like, what's the point of crying? Like, there's no point in that.
There is a reason.
Like, no, like, look, you heard what you heard. Like, it's what you heard. Okay, why the fuck you gotta cry?
Because it's okay to cry.
No, it's not.
You guys say that.
That makes people feel weird.
Crying?
Yes.
Laughing is the whole shit we talk about that. Because what do you mean? It's okay to cry.
Look, the way I grew up, man, if I cried around my dad, he was laughing.
That's sad.
Man, look, that's how black men grow up.
Okay, but we deserve to cry.
I was taught that was a sign of weakness.
Well, yeah.
You cry is like, oh, you soft. You don't want to be soft because if you an athlete, you know, you grow up around. Like I said, I grew up around, black people. I grew up in my black community, the Southwest A-League, Texas. In Houston, Texas, and that's predominantly black. Okay, and you go to school and you cry, people gonna make fun of you. You gonna get beat up.
I mean, that's really sad.
Girls not gonna want to talk to you. It's gonna be embarrassing.
Because you have emotions?
Because you look weak. You're not supposed to look weak because people want to feel protected. You see, you look weak, people know you can't protect them.
Crying is kind of weak, though. It's not even.
That's what it's taught, though.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that it's not weak.
We were taught and learn new things.
Yeah, of course, I agree with you, but I'm just saying what you're taught growing up.
I understand that.
Like growing up, you when you did that, it's crazy.
I understand.
You can do that.
Since we have that, how can we fix it? Black men do cry.
It's really going to take leaders to really be a role model, honestly, and it just really has to turn into a trend. It's going to take somebody that has buzz, that has a lot of, a big following.
Right.
Because other than that, people are not going to follow because everybody's into, looking at what's the latest trend. Despite on what they want to admit, people follow the latest trend. I mean, self-consciously, unsubconsciously, like people, you see it after a while. It's like, hey, you know what? This is actually growing on.
I want to see that kind of happen in the poetry community because I remember seeing some of the black men talk about black mental health, and that's been really important to watch. And there was a show where UCJ was at Monday Night Show for days, and he did a powerful, powerful piece about addiction, and it was really, really good. And it had some of the black men crying together. They held each other, and it was nice to watch for a second. That there was a moment of they were able to breathe together and feel each other's energies, knowing that they shared the same experience. It sounded like maybe we could create those safe spaces for women to have those feedback.
I agree that was a great feeling. I know UCJ, he's a great poet, and I know exactly what he's talking about. That's a very great poem. But you got to remember, Men's Mental Health Month is at the same time as Pride Month.
It's not in competition.
It's not. But you got to think about it. Two things going on simultaneously.
My birthday's
One is going to, yeah.
And that's
happy birthday.
Thank you. It was a great birthday.
Well, look,
your birthday's in that one.
Yeah, at the beginning of the month, which, yes, still, but one event is going to drown out the other, whichever.
We don't have to figure it out.
It's like Monopoly. It's like two people coming out of the same city at the same time. One is going to naturally drown out the other because it's going to naturally be compared together.
All right.
See?
I understand what you're saying, but
so,
we can change that narrative.
The bigger movement is pride.
That's okay.
Men's mental health. Who really cares about men's mental health but men? It's some women that's starting to recognize it. But for the most part, who really cares about men's mental health?
A lot of women do. I've met a lot of women.
Yes, the movement is starting to happen, but
so it takes time.
The majority and for the past.
Okay.
In the past.
So we're looking towards the future.
We're looking towards the future, which is great, but how quickly is that future going to come?
It depends on how much work we're willing to do together.
Yes, which is the conversation. But for right now, men's mental health money gets drained out by Pride,
Okay.
Which I'm not saying, one is better than the other, one does not matter.
Right. They both matter.
They both matter, but one naturally
so
is
what can we do in the coming time to build on that?
I'm kind of scared to speak on that because I don't want to say nothing bad about pride.
Well, there's nothing you can do on that. So you need to work with what 763.
Which is tricky.
So we may be
because it's hard.
Black mental healthy rooms.
Yes, you could do that.
And that could be year round.
9 times out of 10, those Black mental health events is going to be at the same time as a Pride event.
But that doesn't mean we have to stick to 1 month. We can always do them once a month events and keep it going since it is important and not just taking into 1 month. I mean, who made up that it needs to be a month? Why can't we do it once a month?
Exactly.
Pour into a daily.
But the title is Men's Mental Health Month. Well, and the title is Pride Month.
Okay.
So we're talking about June.
Do you think I give a fuck about any of that? Are we going by whatever the rules are? We can do whatever we want.
But when do people really celebrate it? It's the question. It's about celebration of.
We are the powerhouse to be mitochondria.
Yes, and that's a very optimistic view of things, which I totally agree.
And that's where we're going to go.
Totally agree.
We're not going to speak negativity as positive because they don't fix that.
Exactly.
Okay. So what can we do to build on that?
That's a question we really just need to get, the community to.
And that's great because I have my writing session next Sunday, the 13th, at El Dorado Ballroom. It's going to be Dorado Market, 2 to 4, kid friendly. So bring your kids. Not you, if you only have 1 kid. So far, keep your erotic shit where it is. So.
Only got 1 child.
Only one child. That's shocking.
That's my baby. That's not shocking.
Beautiful.
Look, 1 child.
1 child and done. Okay, can we talk about that? 1 and done is a great way to go in life.
For now, yeah.
For now? For me, forever. Because
who knows? I might have an open mind in the future.
Yeah, I mean, maybe wait till Trump gets out of office and we're out of a dictatorship. So give that about 7-8 years, before the world, fixes itself. But don't bring any more children into this world. Telling everybody that. I'm not. Definitely with everything going on. You don't want to fall in hard times. You need aid. And there's no aid to give because the billionaires have it.
Oh, yeah, they're not letting go of that either, huh?
Oh, no. After that big old bill. And that's going to take a while to go into effect. It's pretty interesting.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing. I mean, billionaires are about to be rich. They just got a $9-point-something million amount of money because they're just going to take it from us. So we still have to pay our taxes. And I'm like, don't let me get into my spiel because I've been very I know. I haven't asked on it.
Think about that.
The FBI guy on my phone, I'm just kidding. Thank you. But it's I'm so sick of this administration. I just, I don't hate the country in itself because there's so many beautiful places here. The culture, the Black culture here, it's here. It's in America. So I don't want us to leave or be forced out of where we've been forever. Just wish we could separate from the riots.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
It's been a lot going on, I agree. There's a lot of confusion, a lot of chaos. It's so chaotic.
Very chaotic. But
my doctor told me to stop watching the news because that's what raised my blood pressure.
And we don't need that.
I'm young. I shouldn't be having high blood pressure.
Right. You're 31, right?
31.
31. What's it like being in your early 30s?
Well, for me, it's been interesting because when I turned 30,
right,
it's basically when I started to vote.
Ah. You had that midlife awakening?
No. Nah. But I just finally got the spirit to really put myself out there. I really didn't know about the platforms that was out here at first.
Have you met some interesting people along the year and your life changed?
I've met a lot of interesting people. The first time I actually performed was at One Poetry.
Wow.
Yeah, and I met 2 very interesting people there. So
was so weird. I'm leaving that in there. Everything's being left.
Well, I gotta spit so I can make it wet. Keep it wetter.
Now I gotta take
wet,
that out.
it gets wetter.
I gotta take that out. Why would you say that? See, just see him live in action. Live, well,
I like to spit on it. Patooey.
this podcast is not child friendly. This is X-rated shit sometimes by the pool.
It signifies wetness.
It signified I want to be by some water, man. I'm a water slime.
Wet.
What were we talking about?
We was talking about spitting on it.
All right. Well, we're going to stop talking about spitting and things. We're going to talk about back to being in your early 30s, starting poetry about a year ago.
So I started, the first time I performed was at One Poetry.
Right, I did too.
And I had no clue that was the 3 stages.
Really?
So I was so nervous. I was on the stage and my leg was shaking the whole time I was performing.
Really?
I was nervous. But I hope that wasn't seen. I watched it every now and again. I couldn't see my legs shaking, but other people said they were able to.
Oh.
But when I got off stage, I had met 2 people, Black Swan and Anna, that had approached me. And, they was telling me that, I did good, for my first time.
Right.
Yeah, but Anna was telling me that I was performing on the big stage. That's how I found out.
That's how you found out.
Yeah. But he started telling me about some more smaller spots.
How'd you hear about one?
I heard about one because my friend had performed at one in 2018. And I seen a video.
Wow.
Yeah. And
you said you wanted to go.
And yeah, ever since then I made a note in my head that I want to perform there. So like I said, last year I hit my homeboy up and I told him, I'm like, hey man, what was that spot you had performed at? And then he had told me and gave me an Instagram. So that's whenever I went. And I just attended some shows. I started watching them on Instagram and stuff.
Wow. But now look at you. You've been in how many slams?
This is going to be my second slam. But I did a Barmageddon. Earlier in June, I did a Barmageddon.
Wow.
So yeah, so I did a slam, a Barmageddon, and now I'm being booked.
And the slam is what day?
Slam is going to be on Tuesday, July 8th.
July 8th, okay. And the tickets can be linked in your bio?
Yeah, tickets linked in my bio.
Okay.
Get it through my bio.
Always. Take care of our...
Don't get it through LJ Hamilton's.
Don't get it through LJ Hamilton.
Mine. And Magic Mike, get it through my bio too, not LJ Hamilton.
Yeah, we don't.
Shout out LJ.
We're going to interview LJ next. Like, LJ, how do you feel about Coach Ramden? But no, it's going to be interesting. It's really interesting to see this community flourish the way that it does.
Yeah.
And how the people interact with each other. And
yeah, it's all love.
Always.
Some people might go back and forth.
But it's cute. It's fun.
Yeah, it's all love. We all brothers. We all brothers and sisters.
At the end of the day ends.
Metaphorically, because, some people, they probably got some things going on with each other under the radar. But, yeah.
I wouldn't again.
So I wouldn't call everybody brother and sister.
No.
We're a family.
In certain places like Arkansas, that's still related to family. Sweet home Alabama,
Sweet home Alabama. It's some incest.
You think so?
Most likely.
Most likely.
I don't know for sure though. Don't quote me.
Don't quote me. I wouldn't know. I don't incest. That's disgusting. Disgusting. Our conversations are too weird for this. What are we talking? Okay. Well, those are my big 3 that I really wanted to go over.
Big 3. You went and got prepared for me. I love it. Makes me feel special.
I will better prepare for everyone else.
Damn. I don't know what to say about it.
I'm just joking. I actually brought my whole stand here and my microphone. So I'm trying my little thing up here. I hope so. If we could not hear you, it would be so good. All this hard work for nothing. I just have to redo the whole thing. And it's going to be another genuine conversation. And then love talk.
Earlier you had asked me about why I'm called Coach Brand.
Yes, I did answer that.
So I'm an actual coach.
Oh, really?
For about 10 years now. I've been a personal trainer, fitness coach.
Oh, wow.
I went to school. I have my bachelor's degree in kinesiology.
Wow.
It's the study of, the human body.
Really? Do you use that in your poetry?
In my poetry, I use my knowledge of the body, yes.
You do?
Because the schooling, I do a lot of biology.
Biology, so you
Yeah.
know biology.
Yeah, I have a poem called, Science Sex Poem.
Really?
It's basically adding all the science together. Yeah,
Are
but
you going
yeah,
to be doing that at Magic Night?
no, I'm not doing that one back there, Mike.
Wow, so where can we hear that one?
That one, I'll have to announce it.
Yeah, because that's going to be a good show.
But yeah, but I'm an actual coach, so I've done some youth coaching, some track coaching with kids that ranges from ages 5 to 18,
Okay.
and I've been a personal trainer for the general population. I have my own personal training business.
Wow.
Yeah, so I call
What
it
do you not
schizo.
do, Coach Brandon?
Well, as far as fitness wise, I basically do it all.
Okay.
I do the meal planning, I do yoga,
Oh,
I do cycling, hit, all of that. I'm very knowledgeable, but I specialize in weight loss,
wow.
and, muscle building,
I've picked
strength
you up on
training.
that one. Quite
Oh
well.
yeah, oh yeah. Anytime I'm down, just hit me up.
Yeah.
But but that's why I call myself Coach Brandon,
Right.
because I actually coach people. Because my purpose is I like to help people achieve their better quality of life. Because when they feel better about themselves, they feel better about life. They go out through life achieving the best thing that they can achieve.
So with the Black mental health thing,
Yes,
what could you do with that?
incorporate fitness.
There you go.
Of course.
See, look at you planning stuff. You could be the leader of this, and then you could talk to Black men about protecting Black women all in the same.
All at the same time. Yes,
working out.
it is important. It is important to look, because when you're fit, you don't look like you're able to mess with that either.
Right, that's also helpful.
So when somebody's with you and you look fit,
Uh-huh.
you could protect that person, that woman that's
Right.
with you, because other people will think twice about it.
And you can teach them to also be emotional and
Yes. You're gonna turn big teddy bears.
Yeah.
Be big, be a teddy
and then you
bear.
can teach them in your erotic poetry. They're the way. I mean, you can teach a whole class.
Yeah, teach them how to please their woman
There you
as
go.
well.
That'd be great.
Protect them at the same time. Because,
See, I love that.
and that's one thing I promote. Yes, because that's one thing I promote. I'm an erotic poet. So, I do a lot of sex poetry. Talk about, what I want to do to you.
Right.
What I can do, all that. But like I said, I can do all that sexual things to you and fulfill you consensually.
See, that's a man. See, that's what I'm saying.
Yes, you got to emphasize that.
Right,
Because it's not one, it's not one, consensually. But at the same time, I could make you feel protected and feel safe. When you're in my arms, you're going to feel that sense of warmth and that sense of, security.
Right.
Because
and that's what we need more men to talk like that.
Yes, because I'm not going to let anybody disrespect you when you're with me.
Correct.
See, and if anybody see you with me, they're not going to want to disrespect you because they respect me.
Right.
See.
No, I get that. And so can you start teaching other men the same qualities?
I can. I can if they're willing to listen. But you see, a lot of men don't listen.
Well, maybe you should start teaching younger boys.
I can do that too.
Like coaching.
I can do that too.
That sounds like something you really should look into.
Yes, I used to work with, youth boys as well.
Used to is not good enough. I want to see now.
Now, but I don't work for the YMCA no more. That was my way in. Now, because I'm associated with other organizations, you can't really be around kids like that. That's not really, safe because of everything that's been going on. Yeah. So, my access was when I was working at the YMCA, and I was able to get in contact with more, not just black boys, but, Hispanics, Hispanic boys.
I think you could be a really good mentor. So that'd be something. Well, that's awesome. Sure. I really appreciate you coming on my show. Of course. For the first time. Of course. You'll be back.
You better have way more. I'm going to be watching.
Oh, you better be watching it. Unfortunately.
And you say you're going to have LJ next. LJ, come on. Because look, I'm going to sell more tickets to you. Magic Mike, my ticket link. Magic Mike.
I got to really edit this video really quickly and stuff it up.
Look, hey, the slam on Tuesday, July 8th at Juan Poetry at Ruggers. My ticket link, not LJ's.
That's a lot of plugging. I gotta post this video like tonight or tomorrow.
Post it tonight.
I gotta edit.
Edit that shit. Edit that shit. Edit this stuff.
Right.
Look, not Ano's. Don't do Ano ticket link. Don't do Versatile ticket link. Don't do Mr. Ocean ticket link. Don't do LJ. Don't do LJ Hamilton ticket link. Don't do LJ Hamilton's. Don't do Mike Beasley ticket link. Don't do
Really.
Ticket Link. Don't do Joe P Speaks Ticket Link. Do Coach Brandon Ticket Link. I am Coach Brandon. Do Coach Brandon Ticket Link. Follow me on Instagram at I am Coach Brandon. And I'm gonna be having a podcast coming out.
Yeah.
It's on I am Coach Brandon Instagram. You can go ahead and put that in Instagram right now. Okay, and I'm a personal trainer. Come get my fitness content. And
In your thirst trap.
for the ladies, look, I have a special a spot for my thirst traps. It's not a thirst trap. It's for you to go and enjoy yourself. I don't know if you have a rose or whatever you would like to use, but you know you can follow me on OnlyFans. I am Coach Brandon. Okay, it's not that type of content. It's just to help you get off. Okay.
Alrighty. Is that it? You got everything you want to say?
Let's go.
That's it. All right.
Exclusive life.
It's very exclusive.
Yeah.
Very. Nothing apparently with you is exclusive.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry too.
Let's eat.